Okay, we're back in the toy room. Because when I made that video the other day, there were a couple of cubes here that were not completed. Now they are. And also the stuff that I knocked over up there has been put back. And some other stuff that I completely just forgot to show, we will show here in this video. So let's get the updates. And also let's say hello to the queen of the house, pay our dues. Yes, thank you, ma'am. So first, this section here that I knocked over, you know, you can get a proper look at it. All the characters who are in here, I believe. Ooh, let's zoom in on Binary. No, he had a piece of flame on the back of her to make her hair look kind of longer. And you can tell not, obviously, she didn't come with all of those pieces, but we put that on her. It was somebody else's piece. What's up, Gladiator? And this was the really cool Thanos display with all of the different parts from other Avengers. And then the skull. I think it's Professor Magneto's skull? Professor X's skull? I don't remember. I think it's Professor X's skull. Or it's just a skull. It's possible. And of course, Lady Death there behind him with a copy of Infinity Gauntlet #1. I won't say how many copies of that we have, I won't brag, but it's more than one. I don't remember if this little guy was in the last video, but he's mine, I love him, and that's my husband's dice. This is, you know, a fantastic little setup of Goku and Beerus having dinner. Also, I know in the last video I was like, I confused myself about their hair and the hair colors and stuff. It's you know who's who if you're a fan, so I don't need to explain it to you. Also, in the last video, I incorrectly said that the Psylocke was, I think I said that she was Mezco, or possibly Figarts. She is Mafex, as I look and check the box over there. Yes, it says Mafex. And then there's a couple over here that I probably didn't point out were customs. The Obi-Wan head for one. I think one of these Anakin heads, no, that was a regular. That's the animated Anakin versus the not. Yeah. And then, yeah, these were Figarts and Mafex, I believe. Or Figarts, yeah. So, oh no, he's not Figarts, he's Mafex. That's right, because the Figarts one had a tiny head syndrome. There's a lot of mixing up of stuff in the collection, obviously, and if you wanted to kind of get more of what it looks all, oops, let's close it over behind me a little bit, what it all looks like together, that's the whole thing here. So this was one that wasn't finished. Here's the Asgard shelf. That is, as I said before, the MCU version of good old what's his name, who initiates Ragnarok, you know, Surtur. But it looks fine with the comic stuff, I think. And that's also MCU Hela, the original one, who pretty much just looked like a comic Hela, so that's why she's here. The Defenders cube. It's a fun selection of past and future, no, past and current. There is no real current Defenders team, so past Defenders members. I am not honestly sure if the Deadpool shelf was set up, but here it is. Shikla back there. Hulk Pool or whatever he was, Venom Pool, I guess. I don't know, it wasn't Venom Pool. Whatever he was. Hydra Bob. What's up? And then some snacks. Obviously, these little guys. What's up, girl? For some reason, the pirate version, and yeah, they made so many Deadpools. Hit Monkey there in the back. Classic. The Shang-Chi cube was updated. I don't remember this little dude's name here, but he's fun. Good stuff. And the A-Force cube has been put up. This is obviously not any particular A-Force team, although let's see, I believe it was the Elsa Bloodstone and the She-Hulk, at least. Oh, and the, obviously, Singularity here. They are, oh, and Monica. Is that right? Yeah, Monica's from the A-Force box set too. Why did they put her in the A-Force box set? Now that I think about it, that's super weird. Is that what she was in? Monica. Yeah, she was in the A-Force box set. It had to have been that. But yeah, even that A-Force box set wasn't necessarily a full A-Force team from the comics, because they've had to, technically. It's complicated, but this is just a... Oh, and you can't even see Kamala back there. There she is. By the way, loved the Ms. Marvel trailer. Super stoked for that. It's about her, not about the powers, and also I have this great theory. Check my podcast episode I'm going to be posting today. It'll be episode, I want to say, 55, but it's going to have some talk about the Ms. Marvel trailer and my theory about her powers and how they're going to end up being her powers, not coming from something else, which, you know, obviously watch the video, listen to the podcast, and you'll hear that theory. I believe that Black Widow has a few parts from somebody else. I don't honestly remember. And of course, Shuri here in the front. Oh, and Captain Britain here, Captain Carter, easily one of my favorite figures. When did she come out? 2021? Whatever year it was she came out. What year is it? Yep. Oh, and the black suit Hush Batman was taken off this shelf, so Joker is no longer fighting him. It's just the kind of like the bad guys over here and the good guys over here. We admire Wonder Woman for a second. Nice. Yeah, so it's just the one Hush Batman. This was another thing I meant to put in the original video and forgot. This is my husband's little custom thing. These are, I don't know if I could get the lights on, and I don't even know which one it is that these turn on. Oh, there's that one's on. That's Emma. You're not supposed to look at that. But he does all these LEDs in the room is my point with that. That's the little bug from Mezco. It's custom little laundry who's kind of a work in progress. He clearly has no hands. This guy he's just practicing some stuff on just for practice. Tools. This really cool Doom that we got from a con. Spider-Man I never finished painting. A little thing to stick stuff on. Candle, of course. And just some parts. And then let me see if I can find his spare parts box. That was not a difficult thing to find, but this is what he keeps all the toy parts in, besides the imports. The import toy parts stay in their boxes. Those are the only boxes that we keep anymore. Because those tend to be really hard to find and easy to lose. So obviously these things come apart and then different layers, etc. This one's fun because it has all the heads in it. I should make another video counting the heads and organizing them. I did that once and people thought it was funny, I guess. I don't know. Love me, internet. So, Scott-Free, Mr. Miracle, he's back there, probably at a somewhat accurate height there next to Batwoman, Kate. And out here I have one of my favorites in my collection. This is obviously Big Barda from the New Gods. I had never even seen this action figure before I saw it in the shop that I saw it in, and Lucy's coming to say hello again. So obviously I'm not taking this out of the box. The box is in excellent shape. I think the only little bits of crimping that it has is from me screwing with it. But it's in pretty much prime condition, and it's super cool that I have her because I love me some Big Barda. Another great one I have is Admiral Kalar. She's obviously not in such great condition, but she sits on the shelf just above Big Barda. I forgot even what I was talking about for a second there. I love because, I mean, she was a fantastic character on the show, and then suddenly she let herself be killed. Which obviously not a great moment in Star Trek history, but she deserved better, and so when I saw this, I was super into it. And this guy up here is also one of my favorites I keep in box, because ever since I was, I have memories. I think it was from the old Ten Commandments movie that I think was probably one of the first movies I ever watched. But I've been enamored, fascinated with, you know, the whole ancient Egyptian history and aesthetic and deities and whatnot. And of course, obviously, I am super into comics now. And so this, obviously, how many times have I said obviously? But this is something I clearly had to get. The perfect crossover of those two passions, plus the Bat-Cat romance being, you know, my stupid cheesy comic stand thing that I will never ever let go of. It's just too perfect for me. She's kneading. Such focus. Such focus. Now these three are my only three sailors, Sailor Guardians, but I absolutely love them. There's Luna down there. I do have a review video up of Jupiter on my YouTube channel, and I should be getting Pluto's up soon. I should be finishing that today and have that up this week. I love the sailors. I love Sailor Moon. My next one I want to get is Chibiusa. I really wish Figuarts would do a Black Lady, which is a character. Please don't say anything weird. Also known as Wicked Lady, depending on the translation that you read. But originally, in the Japanese original translation, it was Black Lady. But that is Chibiusa when she grows up to be evil, which I love. Yeah. Diana and Jessica being Wonder Woman and Green Lantern. Apparently she's Yellow Lantern now. I don't know how I feel about that. But they sit in this window because, I mean, you saw our DC collection. It's mainly imports. This guy lives in our entryway. You can imagine the hand up and down motion he makes is pretty entertaining. And I do have 3 Lady Deaths. That one in the center obviously being the 2021 remake they did, who is fantastic. I have a video of her up on my channel as well, although it is 18 and up because of her costume. These are 2 of my 3 statues I have. Carol and Angela with a funny La Estrella Cosmica there. It's really fun. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful ladies. This is a selection of things. You get Stitch, a few mini. You get Mini Carol, Mini Gamora, another Yoda. There's another Yoda. Some Star Wars things. These are the nice, the die figures. What are they? What were they? Titanium series. That's what they're called. Thank you, roommate who moved out and left those to us, I guess. And then there is Diana, who is one of my prized possessions, and you can see her there with the Frank Cho artwork that she is based off of behind her. And if you want to get a close-up and look at that cool shit, I got you, bro. My grandpa's memorial. He's dusty. Ignore my grandfather's memorial if you like. You get the picture. She's incredible. And I recommend you get one for yourself. Yes. Baby Groot is a planter with nothing in him right now. This plant is dying. R2, of course, standing guard. And over here, tucked behind this chair for some reason, is good old Grogu. I almost just said Baby Groot. I need a nap. And finally, my 2 Horizon Zero Dawn pops, because it's the only video game that I play and love, of the Thunderjaw and of Aloy, of course. Love that game. A Dusty the Crow pop is one of my absolute favorites, right here next to a memorial for my former cat. And up here in the bathroom cabinet where we store things, if you can believe it, this entire bag is more action figures. Simon, oh, Simon's leg. That's why these guys are in this bag. They're not really priority figures anymore. Dormammu's pants. Yeah, this is what happens when you've been collecting for a long time. I mean, some are great, like I really love her, thing about her, she's a McFarlane, and she only really has one pose she can be in. Because her cape's like that, and her hair's like that. I mean, it's great, whatever. It's what my husband's had since he was a kid. A lot of random stuff in here. Not really anything we want to get rid of necessarily. Like we love the Sean Murphy stuff. The Sean Murphy comics. So we got the figures, you know, but they don't need to be on display. He customizes some of these for fun sometimes, because they're kind of spares. But we love them.